Right then, this is a quick walk around video. This is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX manual. One of the first of this shape actually, Mark IVs. Finished in passion red, which looks lovely on the cars. Never looks as good in the videos as it does in the flesh. Also fitted with the rear spoiler, which whilst very subtle just adds substance to the profile of the car. Black leather interior. The car's covered just 69,000 miles with a lovely history attached to the car, and it is in absolutely beautiful condition. Come around the front, lights and lenses are all clear, intact, there's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, can't see a stench of any note on there at all, but there must be the odd tiny little one. Near side, passenger side, absolutely smooth down the flanks, can't see any indentations. Near side front alloy, the one closest to the curb, I can hardly see a mark anywhere on there. And panels inside, lovely. It's just been wiped off, it's not even been cleaned, this car, in terms of, you know, polishing or anything like that. And it's got a lovely natural gleam. Inside rear alloy, again, lovely. I mentioned with the rear spoiler, it just gives a little bit more oomph to the styling of the car. Rear panels, bumper, tailgate, all absolutely amazing condition for the age of the car. This is the offside, which like the near side is like a mirror. And this is going to be one of the best CR-Vs for any mileage you're going to see. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely fantastic. The remaining panel work is lovely. This is the final alloy. I'm sure if you went around with a microscope, you'll find something, but you have to look pretty hard to find anything on there. It's a lovely car. Just coming to the back of the car, absolutely enormous boot. CR-Vs are family cars and ordinarily very heavily used, yet this one's been kept simply beautifully. Just coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors. The leg room is incredible in the CR-Vs. I'm 6 foot and the front seats are set for me, and I can sit behind myself in the back with inches to spare in leg room. Also, as with the boot, this is where the kids normally sit, and often very heavily used, marked, torn, ripped, you name it. Yet this one's been kept absolutely amazingly well. On the passenger side, again all clean, full set of mats in the car. Passenger seat in the front there, again absolutely fantastic. Finally come to driver's door card, all really clean and tidy. Footwell area is likewise very, very clean. And driver's seat for a car of its age, incredibly clean. Coming inside the car now, dashboard illuminated so it can be seen, the dashboard engine running so the dashboard's illuminated, which looks in fantastic condition again. Sat nav, you can see working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely clear parking camera which complements the front and rear parking sensors. Carrying it down, and it's just been kept absolutely beautifully, this car. Come to the dash binnacle, 69,777 miles, engine's running, and there are no warning lights on the car at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video. I'm not sure what the beep was for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX. Car's registered YC62WLG, and mileage at the start of the road test is 69,778. As I always say, the reason for these videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is basically to ensure that if anyone's looking at any of the cars we're selling online, they actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. Like many people, we've been to see cars, travelled a long way, you know, for a car that looked perfectly good in a description or photographs, but only to get there and find out as soon as you drive the car it's got an obvious fault that shows up, which you'd clearly much rather have known about. We also do the road test on these very quiet country roads in this absolutely beautiful part of Gloucestershire. And this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, with the hope being, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go and drive in the car. So coming to the car, lovely low mileage, really good history, and it all stacks because it drives absolutely brilliantly. Push button start, engine starts instantly and settles to smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the car relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. I've said it a gazillion times, but Honda make the best 4-cylinder engines in the world, and I'm talking in the real world of mass production. The common theme with them is, and certainly within the trade, this engine is regarded as the most reliable, longest lasting engine in its class. It's also cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to have to worry about. But more than that, it's just how nicely the engine works, how it drives. Engine's flexible. If you rev it out, it's got plenty of power. It's economical, driven with any kind of sympathy. But also, quite often when you modern cars and cars of this vintage, you look under the bonnet, you see huge plastic shrouds with lots of sound deadening underneath them. A lot of that is actually to make them quieter, but also to take off the rough edges of the engine when they rev up. But this, when you put your foot down, you've got that lovely muted intake noise. It's a lovely unit, it really, really is. Engine then feeds through the clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely spot on. Bike points exactly where it's meant to be. It's nice and smooth in operation. Gearbox, one of the nicest you're going to use in any car, in all honesty. Weirdly enough, it starts with the positioning of the gear lever and its angle and positioning going into the dashboard, because a lot of gear levers are down here, but this, your arm just falls absolutely naturally to it. But then you've also got a gear change quality which is absolutely second to none. It's short and throw, it's got a lovely feel as it engages the gears, which is all the more remarkable because, like most modern cars, it's actually cable operated, and that means with lots of cars you end up with kind of a horrible, vague, lifeless, notchy affair. But this is brilliantly done, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. It's just zero wear in it. Then moving on to the steering and chassis of the car. First and foremost, chassis, no clonks, no rattles. Steering, tracks dead straight, no vibrations at this speed or any speed actually up to the legal limit. The CR-Vs have always been, one of the nicer cars to drive in its class. It's just a very, very good car. If you want to have the car just to get you and your family from A to B, it's comfortable. But when you go through corners like this, the steering's quick, reasonably quick, dead accurate, very positive and beautifully weighted, and the whole car flows through corners with an amazing ability. Because normally to get a ride this comfortable, you end up having to go for sort of soggy, soft suspension, which means it wallows through corners. Or to get it go through the corners as well as this one does, you have to stiffen it up, and that unfortunately means you end up with, a really hard, pitted, jittery ride. So I'm just going to slow down for this horse a second. But yeah, the combination of the two, it's a very hard thing to achieve, and quite often when you read motoring press reports on these, bored YouTubers who just want to drive Ferraris every day, they also they're a bit boring to drive, they're a bit dull, they're a bit this, it was never meant to be a sports car. It was never in Honda's design, or most other manufacturers in this class, to be fair to them as well. But what it does is actually genius for the what it's actually fighting against, so a taller car. But it does a brilliant job of it. So I'm blithering on as usual. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. But they're excellent. They're powerful. There's no pulsing or vibrations when you hit the brake pedal, which is what I'm definitely looking for. And then finally, coming inside the car, when you get into the car, you've got the perfect driving position. Anyone could get comfortable in one of these. Lots of headroom. You then notice just how good the visibility is around the car, so you can just jump in and drive it and feel confident. You don't feel intimidated. It doesn't not great big blind spots everywhere around the car. I can see the bonnet. I've got these huge wing mirrors to help with manoeuvring and lane changing. So it's a car anyone can feel confident in as soon as you drive it. And you've got a dashboard that's beautifully laid out. I mean, it's very highly equipped, but within a couple of days of driving it, you've absolutely mastered it. One of the nicest sat-nav systems you're going to use of any vintage. It's so simple and easy, and, it's touch screen for 90% of what you do, but it's quite quick to respond. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures on either side, and that pumps out absolutely ice cold air, so all functioning perfectly. If you twist anything or prod anything, you've got a lovely high quality feel to all of the controls, all slick, all beautifully engineered. And then dash binnacle in front, simple white on black dials, very easy to take information in, beautifully displayed, and by modern standards a minimalist display, and all the better for it. And then you've got this lovely leather bound steering wheel to finish it off. They're also beautifully put together cars. I mean, it really is. There's no squeaks or rattles from it. It's, goodness me, it's 13 years old. And yet, looking inside the car, you'd never believe that for a start, because it's been kept so nicely, but they are very well bolted together, these cars. Finally, this is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V, because not all of them are, albeit you're going to spend a long time looking for a four-wheel drive button, because there isn't one. Basically, Honda worked out, when they first launched the CR-V back in the mid-90s, when I worked for them, that the 99% of their customers will be driving as I am right now, in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive on. So the way it works is dead simple. If you were to pull away on sort of mud, snow, ice, or something like that, the front wheels would start to lose grip. It would sense it via the traction control system, and sorry, I'm going to concentrate again. Just going to come around this horse so slowly. So basically, if more quickly than you could ever react via the traction control system, it will seamlessly bring in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's brilliantly effective. We've owned far too many CR-Vs to mention. We tow a caravan, and we've never come close to getting stuck with one. The advantages of it not being on the whole time and operating in the way it does is hopefully fairly obvious. You're going to use less fuel. You get through your tyres less quickly, and it puts far less mechanical stress to the vehicle than a more basic system. I can't fault this car. It drives absolutely beautifully.